Okay, get yourself ready for your restorative practice. So the weather has been really warm here today, and we're not really used to that in the UK, are we? So it can drain your energy quite significantly. It can also kind of affect your sleep. So we spend all our time moaning about the cold weather, and then when it's hot we spend all our time moaning about the warm weather. So that's just very British, isn't it? So get yourself ready for your restorative practice, and we will make sure that this session will just give us energy when the weather is warm. So just get yourself comfortable. Just allow yourself to just release along the floor, bolster underneath your knees, blocks underneath the backs of the shins, and the blanket underneath your head. The first couple of moments of you laying on the floor is often the most welcome moment of the day. Just feeling how we can at long last rest the body. So this method of yoga is about relaxation. It's not about extension. It's about yielding to gravity. Just letting gravity drive the body down towards the floor. So just feel how the body connects to the ground. Feel how the body connects to the ground and how the body connects to the equipment, to the bolster, to the blocks, to the blanket. Just enjoy the tranquility. First time today perhaps that there's been no demands on your body or your energy. Just an opportunity to just relax into the floor. Allow the muscles of the arms and the legs to completely relax. Just unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs, allowing the body to become heavy on the floor. Draw your attention into the soles of your feet. Drawing your consciousness into the soles of the feet and then consciously relaxing the soles of the feet. Relaxing the soles of the feet and drawing your attention into the top of the feet. Draw your attention to the tops of the feet, across the skin, across the top of the feet, and just observe how that brings lightness to the tops of the feet. And then consciously relax the tops of your feet. Being conscious of the energy that relaxation affords to the physical body. Draw your consciousness into your shins and your knees and your thighs. With each out breath, allow the shins and the kneecaps and the thighs to completely relax into the floor. With each out breath, allow your legs to soften just a little bit more with each out breath. And then draw that same conscious relaxation into the hips and into the abdomen. Draw your consciousness into your abdomen and into your torso. Again, just yielding to that force of gravity driving you down into the floor, but feel the lungs expand and contract at the same time. As you exhale, allow the abdomen and the chest to fill up with deep, penetrative, positive energy. Just enjoying this blissful moment of relaxation. Just allowing that feeling of warmth and lightness to radiate into the chest and into the shoulders and into the arms. Using each inhalation to fill the chest to draw the breath into the legs, to draw the breath across the collarbone and into the arms. Just observe that feeling of lightness that radiates from the bones and into the muscles and into the organs and into toes and the fingers and all the way up to the top of the head. So especially if you've had a difficult day, breathing into the head just gives you space. Just basking in that feeling of energetic lightness. Surrendering into the straight line of the floor, relaxing every muscle in the body, feeling that the energy of your body is released with the out breath. Okay, when you're ready to disturb yourself, just gently wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, and then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster. Have the knees together, the feet apart for a few moments. And then gently roll onto your right side for a moment. And then stretch out the top leg, bring yourself up into cross legs, just holding onto your knees for a moment, just observing your energy. Okay, and we're going to do one of our side lying stretches with the bolster in the armpit chest. So have a block for your head and bolster. If you haven't got one of these oblong bolsters, a tubular bolster is usually a bit fat for this, so you might want a blanket instead. Just fold that over so it's quite thick, and then that's going to go in the armpit chest. So you can use that instead of the bolster if you haven't got one of these oblong ones. Otherwise, you just lengthen along the bolster so that the armpit chest is supported by the bolster. Then this arm that's along the floor is just in a little right angle, and then you just stretch the top arm over your ear. So this is good for stiff shoulders. If you've got stiff shoulders and it's difficult to get this hand down onto the floor, though, put blocks or some blankets underneath that hand just to give it some support. So once you're comfortable, once you feel like you have got a comfortable position, then just relax and let go. So as you know, I'll speak less and less as the sequence progresses, just to let you use this time to recuperate, to restore your energy, rather than having to listen to instruction. So this is all about the relaxation. Just aim to breathe evenly into both lungs as you stay in the pose. Bring the top arm back to rest on your upper hip, and then push your floor elbow into the floor, and then just bring yourself up into cross legs for a moment, just observing the energy that you have released through the restorative pose. And then just the same pose but just on the other side, so the other hip close to the bolster, bring the other armpit chest onto the bolster, the block for your head, and then just stretch your arm over your ear, and then rest into the floor. Bring that top arm back to rest on the upper hip. Push the bottom elbow into the floor, and then just come back up into cross legs. Just observing energy. And then just bring your bolster long ways like this. Have a folded blanket for underneath your head. We're just going to do the butterfly pose, just flat along the bolster. So just lay yourself down, sitting quite close to the bolster, have the feet close to the seat bones, and then guide yourself down onto the floor. Now, if this is uncomfortable in your hips, you can always put some blocks underneath the outsides of your thighs. If your head feels as though it's rolling back, then put a block or another blanket underneath your head. So keep the chest open, bolster will see to that. Just focus on deep inhalations and exhalations. Just taking deep inhalations, deep greedy inhalations and exhalations. Just feeling how the bolster opens up the chest and opens up your energy. So the bolster just opens up the chest, giving you maximum space to inhale energy into the lungs. So we're going to stay on the floor. I just want you to straighten your legs out. So take them out from Padikasana up to from the butterfly pose, and just stretch your legs out. Just staying on the bolster underneath your back. Just rest in your legs straight along the floor. Our heart pose. Again, bring in deep energy into the chest. Okay, push your elbows into the floor and then just bring yourself up into cross legs. Just observe the energy you released through your practice so far. And then without disturbing yourself too much, just have a blanket for your head, have a bolster underneath your knees, and then just end in the way that we began, with just a really simple sequence of restorative poses. Just come back down onto the floor, just rest. The bolster underneath your knees, the blanket underneath your head. And then allow yourself to just sink back into the floor. Observe the muscles of the body, of the arms and the legs, and consciously unhook the muscles of the arms and the legs. As you release into the floor, observe that lightness of energy that radiates out from the bones and into the muscles. Radiating into the organs, radiating from the muscles into the organs, and then filling the body with positive energy. basking in that feeling of energetic lightness, distributing it down into the toes, into the fingers, and up into the top of the head, using your breath to move it around the body. And then when you're ready to disturb yourself, just wriggle your toes, wriggle your fingers, bend your knees and bring your feet onto the bolster, the feet apart, the knees together, just resting your back into the floor. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Just have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom, and then roll onto your right side. Just spend a moment just to rest on your right side. And then stretch out the top leg, come back up into cross legs. Just final cross legs with your hands in Namaste, just a final spinal lift, drawing your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. Be conscious of the energy that you have released through your restorative poses. That good, positive, healthy flow of clean energy that the extensions and the restorative reclining poses bring to the body and to the mind. And then draw your chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then very gently release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. With the tip of the index finger in contact with the tip of the thumb, stretching the other fingers away from the palms of the hands. Just a gesture of wisdom and peacefulness that we can carry into the rest of our evening. And then when you're ready, just gently open your eyes. Allow the focus to gently come back. Thank you very much. Thank you. So hopefully you feel like you've really revived your energy and you've got lots of good energy now to put